Hello everybody, Shelby here. Today we're going to work on, this is the 3-year-old Jamie, Red James Fraser. So we've been working a little bit, like he's expoing, just kind of at a lope. Took him last weekend, but I'm going to show you my whole ride. Put on the gaming reins. I was using a rope gag bridle on him that I use a lot for younger horses, or I'll just use it on all the horses when I, like at home, just kind of schooling them. I'll use the rope gag where I'm going back to the most basic, like just a training snaffle. It's like a fatter twist, 2-piece. So we're going to go back to this, use my loop reins, just my running reins, but they're pretty long. And what I'm working on is just my own self of staying centered in the saddle and using one hand to like pick up the shoulder, put his hip in, and then ask him for the turn. So again, like I literally just got on, so you're gonna watch my full ride, uncut, unedited, nice and simple and easy. So one exercise I love to do is I'll look at a fence post and walk straight to it. Then I'll look at the fence post beside it and push him over to that next post. So what that makes me do is use my body to kind of push his body over. So depending on what hand, so if I have my right hand, this is going to be for my right circle, so I want to move him out and make that a bit of like, imagine it's a bigger circle, so I'm going to move him out. So I'm looking at a fence post, then I'll kind of adjust my weight, look at the fence post beside it, and try and push him over using one hand. So I have to use my inside foot kind of a bit farther back, just almost like sidestep him over as we walk in a straight line. And how that works for like on the pattern and on the barrels is when I use one hand, I'm gonna have my body, like my lower body, in a position where I'm kind of like driving forward, keeping that shoulder up as if I'm going in a straight line and move him over like this. I guess bugs are bothering him. But it just helps me, and it'll help you get your body in line for the actual barrel pattern, just by getting comfortable with the one hand. So when I first get on, I usually just like chill, like I walk for a little bit, then we'll try. I don't really ask for a whole lot, just kind of try it here and there, get him comfortable. I might do like that pickup, so one hand, try and move him over. So I have my weight on my right side, and I'm kind of pushing him over to the left. So like I'm opening this door. And that's a good way for me to like explain it, where it's like the door's opening. So let's say I want to move over here. I'm almost like opening this side of my body, and he's gonna take this space. So I'll do that both ways. So here I'll go with my left hand, try and just like move him over, use my body and my hand. And then when I want him to come around, I just kind of sit deeper and just let him follow his nose around. So here, my body's asking him to go straight. So I'm gonna have my inside, my left foot on him. So his nose and everything's facing this way, but we're traveling in a straight line. Then when I'm ready, I just kind of like sit and let him come around. So let's say this is the third barrel. I get him up to the spot and then let him finish that turn and do it on his own. So I love the 3-barrel drill. Like I just do all lefts and all rights. So here I'm gonna pick up, and if he just kind of like gets heavy on that hand, I'll make him move forward. This is where it's really good to get honest horses that get past the barrel before they turn, because I have the ability, because we're not actually doing the pattern, that I can always keep correcting every turn as I go. So here I'm gonna, then going straight, kick the hip in, shoulder up, let him come around. And I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I just got on him, he's young, and it's like thinking of if you have someone in school that's like in grade 4 or something, you're not gonna start your day with the hardest task. You're gonna warm up. So if I don't get the result right away, I don't really care. It's just about, like starting to get him to listen. And if he does, like right there, he just kind of was like being lazy, but I'll turn around again and I'll again get that outside foot. And there he respected it and had a little bit more snap to him. So pick the shoulder up, and then just let him follow around. Good boy. And this is his harder direction, actually. I didn't really mean to do it like that, but his harder direction, so good boy. And be verbal with your horses. Tell them that, like, if they did something good, be like, okay, cool, good job. I love talking to my horses, babe, especially when they give me good effort. Right here, I'm gonna pick up, then ask him to come around. So he's a little blobby on this barrel for some reason. Maybe it's me, maybe it's him. But yeah, I'm gonna, there, that was better. And then you go the other way. So with my body, I'm just really focused on like sitting square and kind of getting him to mirror my body. So it's like I want the shoulder up and the hip in. So I have to kind of do that with my body, and he'll come around quite nicely. So I'm going across. I might even look at the post on the fence, think of getting there, and then when I'm ready, just kind of drop, let him follow his nose around. And you can turn the barrel more than once, kind of like how happy you are with it. Like once they get pretty advanced with it, I'll just turn it once. But like I said right there, he's just kind of like not feeling my body. He's not responding to it, so I'll turn it twice to make sure he understands when I sit, it means to turn. And this is a good way to prepare them for the turn because I'm kind of picking up, but I'm asking them to put their butt in as well. So it's kind of a way to prepare them actually for the turn. So here, they have shoulder up, hip in. And he didn't wait for me. So again, like this is where you can just kind of do what you want. Like if you feel like they're not waiting and he's just responding to the barrel being there, then by all means, like pick him up and there you go. It was good. So that's what we're waiting for. And I not like my hand and my reins are pretty loose. Like I really don't want to have to pull him around. And if he doesn't, like I'd rather almost get my whip on him to get him to focus than me having to like pull him around. And I just want that effort, where geldings typically don't like to give effort willingly. So I'll get there. See, he has this one really nice where he's doing his job on his own. I'll push him forward. Yeah, it's like, buddy. Maybe we will start loping. Got his attention. So again, straight, pick up the shoulder. I kind of put my outside hip on to like get him to start putting his outside hip in, and then we'll come around. So here I'm looking at the spot I want the turn to start. I'm focused solely on that. And right now it's just about getting smooth. And it's about him listening to my body so I don't have to pull. So again, like right there, he's just kind of like, that's okay. And this is where it's good, like for you, because you look around, you do your job. So I'm gonna pick up the shoulder. Oh, good job, babe. I hope this makes sense. It's just like I'm showing you, I know maybe this video is long and a little boring, but you're actually seeing real hand experience of what I do. And this is what my full ride looks like. And if you're doing this, like sometimes it's gonna look ugly before it looks pretty. That's one thing I will say. And feel yourself and how you're influencing your horse. Like I have a harder time going to the right. Like I feel like my hips just like locked or seized. Like maybe I need to see an osteopath myself, which I probably do. I think all riders probably do. Good job, babe. But just feel you. Like so when you're using one hand, I find it hard to like get this like locked. Like I like to almost lock my inside elbow, and I feel like that's difficult more so going to the right than it is the left. So that means it's something good. Okay. So now, like I was saying, balance is important. So now we're gonna do all this. We just went to the left, we're gonna go to the right. And again, I'm showing you literally my full ride from start to finish. So it might be boring, but this is good. This is the gold. So asking a horse to lope, another side note, again, think of how you want to drive them forward. So I want like that inside hip to be going and propelling them, but I want that shoulder, that front shoulder to be up. So how I'm going to adjust my body is kind of like that, where like I'm like this, driving forward with this hip, my outside, but yet my shoulder is going to be lifted. So when I ask him to lope, I hold the body position that I actually want him to mimic. So watch this, like imagine if he doesn't do it. So see how he's kind of like this, and so am I, like we're working good together. And that's how I want the whole thing to be. Like I want it to just be simple. We're a working unit. We're getting shit done. So again, here it's like when I want him to really set his ass in, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna really sit deep, put that outside weight on him, and get him to drive forward, because I'm kind of like I'm doing it as well. So he's gonna know how to mimic me. Aww. Maybe he's getting tired. So I'm gonna look at the spot. That was good. See, this is where like he needs to just learn his feet more than anything. And that's fine. And I want him to respect my inside. I don't want, when I pick up, he pulls me down. It should be like when I pick up that shoulder, he should honor it and respect it. And that's exactly what I wait for. So if he doesn't do it, I'll go to the fence, or I'll go farther past the barrel. Like, I have no problem doing that, because it's all about him listening to me and understanding. So I feel like just right there, it's like, come on. Give him a little love tap. That was better. All right, if I get this one good, we'll be done. So I'm gonna sit deep. And maybe that was my mistake of not asking quite soon enough. Oh, boy. There. So that would be my warm-up. And then, as you can see how it completely relates to the barrel pattern, it's so easy, because everything I just did is exactly what I'm gonna do when we go to the pattern. Ooh. Excuse me. Sorry. So again, getting them to just back off of you, like what you say goes ultimately. And again, like it's up to you. Like I'll stay at the barrel until I feel like I got the result I wanted, or like I felt that bit of try from them. I'm like, okay, move on. So there is that line, that fine line of knowing when to just like move on to the next one and figure it out there, or to kind of stay and reinstill that, because we don't want to develop bad habits. So catch it right away is what I'm kind of getting at. So like when I'm going into the barrel and I feel him kind of pull me down, I'll like really pick up, and again, thinking of looking at that fence post and getting there, I'll pick up and just go ahead. And then when I'm like, okay, he's respecting me, respecting what I'm asking, then I'll let him come around and do his job. So now that he's warmed up, I'll trot him through and then maybe lope and then be done. Oh, good boy. A good boy. Or maybe even just soft one. So here I'm going to pick up that inside, want that hip still under him. Ooh. And I'll stop. And keep that outside leg kind of on. So again, we want that nose in, we also want that hip in. We just want that nice balance. So when I'm here, this is the part where I will basically just ask him to come to the turn. And we'll try it. But again, it's about him still like getting to the spots. Let him come around. Good job. So here I'm looking at the spot on the ground. I might pick up right here. So maybe I don't really counter arc a lot, but I feel like when I was going this way, he was just being a little pushy on that front. So I'll do that. Just pick him up. Pick him up. Let him come around. And like honestly, whatever. Like if it's not totally perfect, just again, these are why we're training all day or like during the week to get this stuff. So right here, I'll look at my spot, pick up kind of, oh. And that's kind of what I want. See how like our angle, his hip is actually into the turn. So at this point, if I just like dropped and got his nose, he's in a position to be athletic and just kind of come around like that. See how his hip is already in. He just is in a good spot to make that turn. So it's nice to have that angle on the third barrel, I personally find. So maybe now I'll just lope him through and see what he does. Okay, let's go. I found, yeah,